lacks the confidence, courage, preparation, and commitment only undergoes pressure. If we are confident of ourselves and well prepared, what is the need of going under pressure? I think you all participated in different competitions, right? Yes, but if we are prepared, we may not go under pressure and we are very happy. We want to win prizes because winning prizes gives us recognition and individuality. That is a mental happiness. A man's mental necessity is to be appreciated. So we want to prove ourselves unique from others. So we participate in different aspects. But if we lose, we should not take it in a negative manner. And some people may belittle us, but we must not feel in a negative manner. We must try to prove ourselves the next time as we know which faults we have committed and that has led to our failure. So mistakes are the best teachers. So we realize our mistakes, we correct them, and the next time we can just excel. We can outshine all others.
Okay, Aditya.
Very pleasant good afternoon to one and all present here. This is an Aditya of grade 10. First of all, I wish all my friends a very happy Children's Day in advance. I also thank all the other chief guests who delivered valuable messages. Competition. How many of you like a healthy competition? You like a competition cause you get awards or get selected for Abhinandan? Competition is something which provides us a chance to prove ourselves and check our potential in a mass crowd of people. The world of the 21st century is a world of advancement, modernization and competition. A student of this world is just not confined to the four walls of the classroom, but is acquainted with various levels of competition. But there is a confidential debate on the impact of competition. Some say it is a way to attain knowledge, while others argue that it is causing a lot of stress in people. Competition, in fact, is a way to attain knowledge and is the best remedy for self-development. When we try to compete, we get to know our potential and we try to enhance our skills, and in this process, we increase our knowledge. Competition also enlarges our innovative thinking and dedication. There is no end to competition in our life. Right from the admission of preschool to employment, there is competition in every aspect. So, coming to the point, competition causes pressure. It's not the impact of competition, but the attitude of the people. In my view, there are three main reasons for feeling pressure through competition. The first one is the interest. The second one is management and organization. The last one is social influence. How many of you are interested in sports? How many of you are interested in your academics? How many of you are interested in both? Okay, then you all might be real good and an all-rounder. See, if we ask a sports person to compete in a academics, he will feel it as a pressure. So, friends, students, neighbors, parents and teachers should observe the talent in students right from the childhood and ask them to compete in that field. Because if we force them to divert their interest, they would feel it as a pressure. The second one is management and organization. How many of you want to be an IITian? How many of you want to be a civil serviceman? How many of you want to get into AIMS? These are all MIT goals, and to achieve that you should start your practice early so that you would not feel it pressure when the opportunity to start your career comes near to you. And the last one is social influence. How many of your elder brothers, sisters or cousins they took up non-engineering or non-medical groups? We can indeed find a very few hands rising because people of this generation are even feared to go against the society. Society always thinks that these are the main courses which would give a good career. And so, wouldn't people feel pressure to be in a competition because there would be many people keeping hopes on the people. their neighbors, their friends. Everyone would think that he should win. But before attending a competition, if we think of what the society will think of us tomorrow if we fail, he would definitely be under pressure. So, from this, I can conclude that competition indeed is a way to attain knowledge. But people often try to refuse take part in a competition saying that I know anyhow, I won't get into the competition or I won't win it. So why to compete? Try to compete when there's nothing to lose. Howard Cosell, an American sports journalist, said that the ultimate victory in competition is derived only to self inner satisfaction of knowing that you have done your best and that you have gotten the most out of what you had. So try to compete and survive in this present competitive world. Thank you and have a nice day.
Richard.
Thank you, sir. Namaste and a fine afternoon to one and all present here. I, John of grade plus 2, by PCs from Pedapuram campus, and I certainly agree upon what all my friends have said. But I would like to add upon that competition certainly leads to more knowledge and certainly leads to pressure, because knowledge is something that knowing our age, and pressure will certainly help us to know our age. Suppose I'll give an example for the nature. Every morning, deer wakes up, and it thinks that it must run fast than the fastest lion to be to prolong his life. And in the same forest, a lion wakes up, and it thinks that it must outrun the fastest deer to get its food. So here, lion also experiences pressure, whereas a deer also experiences pressure. So when there is a component of pressure, certainly one will achieve success. And I would like to also add upon that if the pressure must be positive pressure. Means to be mathematical, it must be like a asymptote curve. That it always tends to touch the upper limit but never touches. So pressure should always tend to be at the top, but it should never reach upper limit. Suppose a person cannot withstand pressure, so he will obviously up a branch or a position in society where there will be no pressure. But when there is no pressure, the person becomes passive. Means he will not compare with anyone else, but he will compare with himself, and he will certainly do his work better, but there will be no development from his side. Whereas a person who is experiencing pressure through a competition will certainly think that I must do something more. Means I must develop in some skill. For example, I'll just quote an example of myself. In plus one, I always had good marks and was happy. So what happened was, after getting a good rank of my plus one, I really say I got relaxed a bit. Means at least the margin was much bigger. So I felt okay, I'm fine, I can do it. Whereas when I wrote the next test, I understood that my percentage came down. So I came to know that I got relaxed because there was no competition. But whereas now, I certainly compare with myself with other colleagues of mine, and I certainly feel that I must excel more so that I can do much better. And in the same way, pressure will certainly help us to gain more knowledge, because completing one lesson in 4 hours is not possible. But having a correct amount of pressure will certainly help us to complete that lesson in 4 hours. So I certainly say that having pressure is always good, but the pressure should be up to a certain limit. Some person can tolerate high pressure, but whereas some people cannot tolerate pressure of high level. So depending upon his or her stamina or confidence level, he can experience the pressure. But whereas I certainly agree that pressure will always lead to have more knowledge. But having no pressure will make a person passive, and he will not be able to work more. Whereas a person with healthy competition and healthy pressure will certainly make good results in his life. Thank you.
So thank you, Richard. So more or less all the five are expressing more or less a similar type of opinion, where you need competition in order to gain knowledge, and at the same time you should have control over pressure, and such that it should not gain control over you, and you should have the control over pressure. So more or less all the five are having the same opinion. So any of you want to add anything more? After going through the round, you think that something you have missed, you want to add any specific point. Specific, be specific.
Earlier, I informed that society had a major influence on us. So, don't try to be a puppet in the hands of the society, but instead be a man with your own individuality, so that you can rely on your own thoughts, but not the thoughts of others.
Okay.
Sir, I'd like to continue brother's speech. That is, if at all no pressure, there will be all negative aspects will come across to us like laziness and all. If a parent will not ask the student to read, definitely his mind will be diverted to games. And the next thing is that being a human, we have to compete. Without competition or without competing with others, we cannot know our potential. For an example, I like to give a Nokia company. It used to be the best company in our past, but nowadays we cannot see a Nokia phone at anywhere, isn't it? It is an era of smartphones. In such a way, when one cannot compete with others, or one who would not like
Just a
to.
minute. Do you think the failure of Nokia is because of lack of competition?
It was unable to compete with the coming companies, and its market have come now.
What is the reason? Is it lack of competition, or is it relaxed, or is it doesn't participate in the competition?
It was relaxed, sir.
Relaxed. You know about it? Such a big company relaxed at any point of time?
Actually, all companies are coming up with new technologies.
They also come up with a new technology.
They fail.
No, they choose one line of new technology, they go with Microsoft. Other people come with Android. Android take over the market. They have to perish. No other way. Even Microsoft failed in phones. Because it's a market-driven technology. So one is ahead of the other, you have to perish. Whether you in compete, you are at the top of the table, no matter. You have to perish. That's it. Not because of lack of competition or not because lack of anything. They are in competition, they choose one line of technology, the others choose another line of technology. That line taken over. That's it. Move.
Sir, we can only be winners when we overcome pressure. So winners never quit and quitters never win, because we must try to avoid pressure so that we will continue in the race.
Suppose you want to become the president of India. You are in the race. You don't quit. Can you become?
Sir, I mean, we must not quit from the competition unless the winner is announced. From then, I'll try to become the next year.
Then only winner may be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. The competitors may be 1,000, 10,000, 1 lakh. So the word win comes to your mind, you laugh it. There the pressure starts. The point of pressure is there. Okay.
Sir,
We'll
but
discuss.
we must have
We will
long
discuss.
term.
I will try to explain.
The zeal to win should be in a limit. Every one of us have zeal to win, right? Our zeal to win should be in a limit. If it exceeds our limit, our dexterity will become futile. It will become useless if it overcome the limits. It exceeds the limit. So, I would like to add upon that when we have a future goal, we will certainly have pressure. Because if there is no pressure, we can't work out our plans. Since we can't work out our strategy. When we feel pressure, we'll certainly work out with a better strategy. So we can achieve it in the future. That's what I feel.
Okay. Before conclude, because here there are so many young students are here, so I try to take a little bit of time with your kind permission. So what exactly all these are discussing, our parents are saying, our teachers are saying is, you need competition in order to progress, to gain knowledge, and at the same time it is leading to pressure, and that pressure is not required, you have to overcome the pressure. Idea is simple, but how to do that? How can you do that? We should have the competition, but at the same time we should not have the pressure. How it is possible? That's the basic issue. First of all, with due respect to the system and due respect to all my elders who started this word competition or bring this word competition into the system, kindly just once look into the dictionary of the meaning of the competition or the synonyms of the competition. At the beginning of our discussion, I think Kiran use the word fighting. Dictionary meaning says competition is fighting. Animosity. What is healthy fighting? Once both are fighting, what is healthy fighting? India, Pakistan want to make the war. What is the healthy war? Is there any healthy war? That's the problem. So it is war. Actually, dictionary meaning says competition is war. So you say in the game conducted today or some competition conducted yesterday, you think all the participants are making war with one another? Is it the war? But dictionary says competition is war. So are we participating in the war? So what is the word that you should use for the word competition? It is only comparison, not competition. Competition says it is a war fighting. Comparison says relative assessment, relative measurement. The relative means one of our family members. So all the programs conducted here are relative assessments. All are our relative family members of maybe Sri Prakash Tuni, maybe of Rajmandri, maybe of Kadapuram. So it is a competition between the family members, is a relative assessment. It is only comparison, not competition. So say for example, if India and Pakistan want to go for competition at the border, means war. Only one wins, the other one loses. When it is a competition, the word comes win or lose. In a comparative assessment, who is the better? Who is the best of the lot? Who is the next? In a comparison assessment, comparative assessment, everybody keep improving themselves. Over a period of time, everybody will become a skillful person.